Hello dear students of class 9, welcome to my channel Excel in English and welcome to this very first video from your new English textbook Kaveri. In this series, we are going to read, understand and enjoy every lesson together in a very simple and clear way. Today, we will begin with the beautiful poem Bharat Our Land. This poem is an ode. That means it is a poem written to praise and admire someone or something. Here, the poet Subramania Bharati is expressing deep love, pride, and respect for our country, Bharat. In fact, the title itself is very meaningful. Bharat is the ancient and traditional name for India, and our land shows a strong feeling of belonging, love, and pride. So, even from the title, we understand that this poem is about our country and our deep personal and emotional connection with its heritage. Let us now start the poem and discover why the poet calls our country peerless. The mighty Himavant is ours. So the poem starts with Himavant, which is the ancient Sanskrit name for the Himalayas. The word mighty means very powerful, strong, and grand. The poet calls the Himalayas mighty because of their strength and permanence, their great height and grand appearance, and they also act as a natural shield for our country. They protect our country from the cold northern winds and foreign invasions. There's no equal anywhere on earth. Here the poet says that no other mountain in the world can be compared to the Himalayas. The Himalayas are unmatched in their height, strength, and beauty. The generous Ganga is ours. Next, the poet turns his eyes to the Ganga, one of the most important and holiest rivers of India. He describes the river as generous, that is, giving kindly and freely. Why? Because it gives water, it nourishes the land, supports farming, it washes away all our sins. Ganga is the source of purity and life for us. Which other river can match her grace? The word grace means beauty, elegance, and dignity. See, here the poet asks a question, but he does not really expect an answer from us. He knows that the answer will be none. It is just his way of saying, go ahead, look at all the rivers in the world. You still won't find one as graceful as our Ganga. So, according to the poet, no other river in the world can match the beauty and greatness of the Ganga because Ganga is not just a body of water, she is a symbol of purity and grace that is unique to Bharat, our country. The sacred Upanishads are ours. Upanishads are the ancient Indian philosophical texts. The word sacred means holy and deeply respected. Now, the Upanishads actually teach us about the soul, the truth of the universe, and the meaning of life. They are a very important part of India's spiritual and philosophical legacy. So, when the poet says the sacred Upanishads are ours, he proudly reminds us that such great spiritual knowledge belongs to our country. What scriptures else to name with them? The word scriptures means holy books. Here again the poet asks a question. He is not expecting an answer, obviously. He just wants to say that no other book in the world is as deep and as wise as the Upanishads. They are unmatched in their wisdom, in their importance. This sunny golden land is ours. When the poet describes India as a sunny golden land, He does not only mean that the sun is shining brightly. The word sunny suggests brightness, hope, and warmth. The word golden, it suggests richness, prosperity, and glory. So the poet is actually saying that India is bright, beautiful, rich in culture and heritage, and full of promise and value. She is peerless. Let's praise her. Now, this word peerless is very important for your exams. It means peerless, this word means having no equal or being the absolute best. Because our land has such great mountains, rivers, and wisdom, the poet says that she is unmatched. No other country is equal to her. So, we should all join together to praise our country and feel proud of our heritage. In the second stanza, the poet moves from the landscape and the books to the people of our country who shaped our history. Gallant warriors have lived here. The word gallant means brave, noble, and heroic. The poet says that many fearless warriors were born in this land. They fought to protect the country and they have showed great courage. In this line, he shows India's tradition of bravery. Many a sage has sanctified this land. A sage is a very wise person or a saint, you all know that. The phrase many a sage means many, many great saints and wise men. To sanctify means to make something holy or pure. So the poet is saying that because so many wise and holy people have lived and prayed here, they have preached and taught their principles here, that the very soil of our country has become sacred, pure, and holy. So, India is not only a land of brave warriors, but also a land of wisdom and spirituality. So, we find a balance of Shakti, that is power, and Shanti, that is peace, a balance of courage and wisdom. The divinest music has been heard here. Divinest means the most heavenly or godlike. The most beautiful and spiritual music has been created and heard in India. This obviously refers to the Indian classical music, which is very soulful, sweet, and deeply connected to spirituality. It shows India's cultural greatness. And here all auspicious things are found. Auspicious means something that brings good luck or a favorable future. So the poet says that everything needed for a successful, happy, and holy life can be found right here in our land. Here, Brahma knowledge has taken root. Brahma knowledge means knowledge about Brahma, the supreme reality or the ultimate truth. Now, this phrase has taken root is very important. It means that this deep spiritual knowledge originated, it started, it grew, and it flourished. It became strong in this land. Just like a tree grows tall and strong when its roots go deep into the soil. So the poet is saying that India is the birthplace of many great such spiritual understanding and self-realization. And the Buddha preached his Dhamma here. The word Dhamma means the teachings of Gautama Buddha, such as compassion, non-violence, truth, and the path to enlightenment. Here, by mentioning Buddha, the poet reminds us that India is the land where such great spiritual and religious teachers, leaders, taught their messages of peace and humanity. Of hoary antiquity is Bharat. The word hoary means very old and respected. Antiquity means the ancient past. Now, by combining these two words, the poet tells us that Bharat is not a new country. She is a country with a very long, old, and ancient history. Her civilization has survived for thousands of years. She is peerless. Let's praise her. By so here again we see that the poet has repeatedly this line. So this line is a refrain in the poem. You may now ask, what is a refrain? A refrain is a line or phrase that is repeated at intervals throughout a poem. We got this line at the end of the first stanza as well. Again here at the end of the second stanza, the poet has repeated this line. He has called India peerless, meaning unmatched or without any equal. By repeating it, he expresses deep pride and admiration for the country. Also, see the poet uses she to refer to the country because India or Bharat is not just a country to us. We call her our mother, Bharat Mata. It shows the love and respect we have for our country. By saying, let's praise her, the poet invites all of us to feel proud and honor our motherland. Before we wrap this, let's summarize the central idea of the poem. If you are asked in your exams, what is this poem about? Here is your answer. In this beautiful poem, the poet expresses deep love and pride for our country. He reminds us of the mighty Himalayas, the graceful Ganga, the sacred Upanishads, the brave warriors, the wise sages, and the great teachings of Buddha. Through all these examples, he shows that India is rich in natural beauty, spiritual wisdom, ancient history, and cultural greatness. The poet repeatedly calls India peerless, showing that it is unmatched and unique. The poem inspires readers to feel proud of their country and respect its glorious heritage. So, dear students, with this we come to the end of our explanation of the poem Bharat Our Land. In the next video, we will carefully discuss all the exercises and questions given after the poem. So, make sure you watch that video as well to complete your understanding. Until then, study well, stay happy, stay connected. Thank you.